In this class, we are going to understand about inner classes and nested classes. Okay, inner classes and nested classes. Let us first of all understand inner classes. What is an inner class? A class created inside another class is called as inner class. Okay, so it is possible that a class can be written inside what? Another class, right? And therefore, this particular class is called as inner class. And this class is called as what? Outer class. Okay, so outer class can contain inner class. Okay, fine. But the advantage here it is, this inner class is a part of outer class. Therefore, the inner class methods can access the private members or any members of outer class directly without using any object. See, the outer class private variable we are accessing directly here. It may be private, it may be public, it may protect any type of access modifier it can be. Okay, this particular member x variable is accessed inside the inner class directly. This is what the advantage you will be getting. Okay, and one more that point that you have to remember, please. Inner class scope is limited to outer class. Okay, what do you mean by scope of inner class? That is, this inner class should be used only within the outer class. Okay, means see, class B, this B class object we are creating here, and we are calling the method of that particular object. Okay, right. But we cannot create this particular object. Please, I cannot create the B class object outside this particular outer class, outside the outer class. Okay, see, in this particular class I cannot create the object here. I cannot create the object. Error. Inner class cannot access outside the outer class. So outside this outer class we cannot access it. That is what we call as scope. Okay, so 3 points you remember, please. A class created inside another class is called as what? Inner class. And inner class can access the members of outer class directly without using object name. And third point is, the inner class scope is limited to outer class. Scope means the area where it can be used. Okay, so where this class can be used, it can be used only within the outer class. That is what we call as scope. So the scope of inner class is limited to outer class, means it should be used only within the outer class. If used outside the outer class, it gives error. Okay, right. So therefore, what is happening? Okay, now let us see that, please. This outer class contains one variable, private variable x. There is a method called as what? Show method. And the show method is creating an object of the inner class. Okay, and it's calling the method present in the inner class, that is called as display. And when it is called this display method, immediately it is accessing the outer class variable. This is x is what? 10. It is going to print on the monitor. Okay, right. So inside the main method, in the main method you can see that I am creating an object of a class. See, a class, outer class object I am creating, and I am calling the outer class method a.show. A.show means here show method will be called. From this particular show method, the display method will be called, which is accessing the outer class variable. This outer class variable is accessing. Okay, now I am going to show the output here. Let's see that this is the same program that I have copied here, and I run the program. See, you are getting. Okay, right. So that is, so what you understand is, it is possible that a class can be written inside the another class, and this is called as inner class. Okay, and this class should be used only inside the outer class only. Okay, fine. Now we are going to understand nested class. What is the nested class? See, I am going to explain over here. See, if the inner class is declared with the static modifier, then it is known as what? Nested class. Now it becomes what? Nested class. Okay, and immediately you got an error here. See, you got an error because the nested class can't access the members of outer class directly. It cannot access. Okay, it should access using the object name. So here we have to understand the importance of this reference variable. Okay, let us say that means this the display method requires an object of what? A class. Okay, na? So therefore now I am going to pass here this reference variable. Why this reference variable I am going to pass? First of all, let me tell you that. So we have to pass an object of a class. Okay, a class object we have to pass like this, and using that particular a class object, it should access the x variable. Okay, so the nested class should access members of outer class using the class name object. Okay, so therefore to display I am writing a parameter a ob. Now using this particular ob, okay, using this particular ob, it is accessing the x variable. Is it okay? Right, fine. Now when I say b dot okay, now b dot display, now I have to pass an object of what? A class. A class object I have to pass. How to pass a class object? Now instead a class object I can write as what? This. Okay, this. How, sir, how it is going to work? Let us say that. See, I am going to say that I am creating an object of a class. Okay, now if you want, let me show you here on the board. Okay, right, let me, okay, right. Now on this board I am going to explain. So a is a reference variable created. Okay, a is a reference variable created. Assume that 1001 the object is created which contains what? A variable called as x. Assume the object address is 1001. Okay, right. Now this is a class object is created over here. A class object is created. Fine. When I say a dot show, what happens? When I say a dot show, what happens? Let me show you that. Okay, let me show here, please. Okay. Now when you say a dot show, what happens here, please? Yes, where it is? A dot show. Now this is calling by whom? ob. Ob is an object, it is calling. Okay, ob is an object that called. Therefore, okay, what is the alternate of ob? What is the alternate name of ob? Okay, let's say that whenever an object is calling a method, what does a JVM do? JVM creates what? JVM creates what? This reference variable. JVM creates what? This reference variable and stored with the this a class object address. Okay, what is the address is 1001 pointing to this one. Okay, now so what is the alternate name of the a? Sorry, this is not ob. Sorry, I mean to say is a. This is a. Okay, let me erase this one. Okay, this is what? Okay, right. So what is this is, please? This is what a is the object name. So please, a is the object name. A is the object name. So what is the alternate name of this particular a? Nothing but what? This. I can write here something called as, okay, so with mouse it is taking some time. Okay, this is what this. So what is the a alternate name is this. So therefore now inside this particular method, okay, b dot display method is called, passing what? This. This one's what? A only. So a is passed to what? This ob. Nothing but what is the ob now? Ob is also a. Ob is also pointing to what? This particular a object. Therefore ob dot x is equal to how much? Ob dot x is equal to how much? Actual x value is how much? 10, please. See here, x is equal to 10. Okay, so therefore you will get on the monitor as what? 10. Is it okay? Right. So like this, what happens is, what happens with the nested class? Okay, the nested class. So if the inner class is declared with static modifier, that is called as nested class, and nested class should access the members of outer class, okay, using the object name. Therefore to this method we have to pass outer class object, and using the outer class object it will access the variables, okay, or methods, whatever it may be. Okay, and how we are going to pass? We are going to pass using what? This keyword. This is an alternate of the outer class object. Okay, fine. So let us let me erase all this particular thing and now run the program. So let's say run the program. So when I run the program, I will get the same output. There is no difference. See, I'll get the same output. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. Fine. So this is what inner classes and nested classes. Okay, and this is the notes. I ask you to copy, right? Pause the video and copy the notes.